HTML without CSS is like a building without cement, like a building without paint, right? So CSS adds HTML does structure, helps you structure your entire website, while CSS does justice of beautification, making things more beautiful. So, and with CSS, if you have noticed something during our HTML class, we working on, we don't add anything like color, we don't have anything like animation. We just like write things plain, like right plain. So now with the help of CSS now, we can add colors, we can add backgrounds, we can add images. You can even hover images, do a lot of stuff with your content, right? So now, so with all that said, we are going to be diving right into the main stuff. So Monachim, so I don't know my entire screen. So I'm sharing my entire screen now. So now for this, I'm going to go to, okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, it's coming now. So so let's start. Come over to this place. Okay, you still have the same feeling. What's it called? The same feeling we have when you're using your local VS Code. You just come to this extensions. Come to this place. Click on live server. Right. Wow. I don't think you can be able to install live server on this. Okay, just click on this for web. Right. I think let me show you how to run your code here. Just click on this. Come to so just create a new file. Then Control X to save the name of the file on your local machine. So just name the file anything.html. Let me show you when I think you should click on this first. Let me show you. You should click on this place. Munachim, I don't know if you are seeing my screen. Munachi. Okay, so I'm trying to show you how to use the online version of VS Code. So what you just need to do, right? Just maybe come down to your local machine first, and maybe probably your desktop. I have a lot of stuff here. Just create a new folder. Let me show you something I mean. Just maybe come over to this your desktop, create a new folder. Maybe call it, let me say, anything you want. Maybe I'll call this one bootcamp, right? Bootcamp. Now come over to your online VS Code. This online VS Code. Come over to this place. Click on this, on this icon. Click on file. Click on create new file. Right? Create new file. Um, type in the file. Okay, wait. Sorry. Click click on. Just hold on. So now it will open up your file system. Just navigate to this bootcamp file. So I have it on my desktop. Just click on it. Then come over to this. Make sure you click on this down. Choose the format. So click on this HTML. Right, you have other formats here. Just click on .html. Okay. Now rename this to any other thing. Maybe let's say index or the one or anything you want. .html. Let this file type. Where is it? This HTML file type. So you should have other five different programming languages, but first of all, choose this one. I don't know that one. This HTML first. Click on it, then rename the file to whatever you want. Save. So once you are done saving, come over here again. So click on open file. Once you are done saving, okay, though it's opened on its own, right? It's here. But if you have another file, let's say you have HTML2, you can just come click on this file, click on open file. It will open your local file system. Then you click on any of these, click on open. Right now, once you are done typing, let me see. Let's just have a basic stuff. Let me show you something. How to run your stuff. Right. You have your HTML. I don't know if my screen is too small. I think it should be okay now. I don't know if you guys are seeing it well. So HTML includes have your head as usual. So then your title includes then let's say welcome web. Then out of this as usual have your body. Your body, let's say you have H1 with hello world. Right, I'm done. What I have to do is just come to this place, come to my file system, locate that place, that my bootcamp. Where is it again? Sir? I need to scroll down. Okay, I need to locate my bootcamp, open it up, double click on this HTML. You see what you have here. So each time, every time you add new item, let's say I come down here, add let's say p tag, p, let's say hey, um, online, save. I need to come to this. When I click save, I need to come to this place, refresh this one. Do you understand what I'm saying? For each time that you write something here, right? For each time you write something here, you save using Control X. Are you following me? Okay. So for each time you have a new change on this your file here, X, Control S to save, then come over to this new to this place, then reload for the item to appear.
Okay,
So
so
basically, this
if
is how you are
using
going to be
live
doing it. So
live server, I will be
I will
going
see this
like
now.
to the file, ba?
Java. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
And then once you have double click, so you just need to once you come over, locate the file, the folder you save the file, double click on it, it will open. So whenever you have a new change here, let's say you added something like another stuff like coding online, okay? Let's add it. VS Code. Place, right? And do refresh. Click on this refresh button. This
Yes.
place that might it to show.
Okay,
Are you
so
getting me
yes,
now?
how do I like connect this online VS Code to my GitHub?
Okay. I think for that you need to install an extension here also. So I'm going to minimize my screen a bit so for me to get the extension icon. So what's it called? Git lens. So you're going to install Git lens. This one, this first one.
Okay, the
Okay.
first one.
Yeah. So you're going to be asking a couple questions. Um. Wow. So you can just tick tick on this. Just mark all this. Mark all of this. Just click on done. Right? I think you can use that. Yeah. Now, okay. I don't know.
I watched the video, but I've not finished watching it.
Okay, you've not finished watching the what's it called?
The
For the
one
GitHub. Okay, so let me show you how to use GitHub inside VS Code. Once you have already locally installed that your Git, and then and right, so the can go to you can scroll up in the WhatsApp group. You're going to be seeing the what's it called? The text file that contains all the entire command. I think I've posted it there 2 times now. Just go to that place, go to the group, right? Just follow the step by step, enter those commands for the Git. And then once you are done, once you have entered it and then you have installed your Git lines on your VS Code, so you are going to be good to go. So everything I'm going to be doing from now henceforth to be easy and going for you. So now for all you need to do for okay, I'm going to be doing two. So I'll show you Moonach. So just click on this same time this stuff and what was happening? Um Go to view, scroll down, click on terminal. Wow. It's not open. Okay. It's not going to be working here. So there's another option for you. Okay, so I'm going to show you the next option. Since you cannot access your terminal from this place. Right. So I'm going to come over to this place to the one we have been working with since documents bootcamp. So now there are two ways of opening your file in VS Code once you're using Visual Studio Code locally. So you can navigate to that file, right click on your mouse, and then click on Open with VS Code 1, or Okay, so I'll just show you the two methods. You can right click on your mouse, right click on your mouse, then do open with VS Code. So it will open this entire folder inside VS Code. So
If I
it's
open it
coming.
through the file, can I still like add something or edit something through there?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. I think that would be a much easier way for me to get into websites.
Multiple files here. You can just click on this, click on file, right?
Okay.
When you can click on open a file, it will open your file system. So it's coming up. So I can just open this, or let's go to the one we have. Download and documents. Which can, let's say this is day 4. I just click on open. It opened day 4 here.
Okay.
Are you seeing what
Okay.
I?
Yes.
Do you see what
Yes.
I just
Yes.
did? Hmm.
Yes.
So you can also open a folder. I can come here, right click, go to file, click on open a folder. What's happening? Open a folder. Then open this entire VS Code. The same way I right clicked I did right click and then open my entire VS Code and my entire bootcamp folder inside this. So click on view of files. Once I click on this, I'll have all these files here,
Okay.
right? So this is basically like what almost the same experience what you have offline. Only features you be limited. So I'll show you another way to use Stamina. So we go to the class now. So I'll just start our CSS.
You still haven't like shown as in how to connect this online version of
Yeah, to VS.
this thing to GitHub.
So now once you have installed that VS, this what's it called?
GitLens.
GitLens. Yeah, you're supposed to have this icon.
Okay. Yes.
So once you click on this icon, okay, not showing anything now. Let me see. Okay, right. I'll show you how to start using it. So once I show you guys how to start using it, so it will start working here, right? Both for online and offline, anywhere. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
So now what you need to do is come to this particular place, come to that your project folder. For it to I will delete this. I showed you guys this. You guys also need to watch the video. Okay. Let me close this back. This will be able to work. Try again. I'll right click for you. I'm talking to you, Munachi.
I hear you.
This one is for you now. So just right click on git bash. Eh?
Okay.
It's open up this, right? Something like this. Then just
Yes. Yes.
click on git init. Click on enter. So if you come outside, be seeing another file, new file that was created .git. Hmm?
Okay.
So now you can come over to this your online. I think you're still going to be seeing. Okay, you're not going to be seeing the folder, but you can. Okay, let's add changes here. Let's add something. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think. Wow. It's not happening. I need to see something. Okay. Mm, ah, I think your own method is going to take a bit time, oh, man. Wow, wow, wow.
Taking a lot
Munachi.
of time.
Munachi, you are taking us
Taking a
out
lot
of
of
my
time.
class.
Just go ahead with the class. I'll meet you later now.
Okay, okay. I will do our own class later. So that I will not it's not take um so let me just dive into the class. So for okay, now we're actually starting today's class. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come over to this place so that I'm going to grab all these, then create a new folder called this HTML. Then put everything here on this HTML. So for this our CSS, I'm going to create a new folder and call this CSS. So I'm going to move back to this place. So when I move back, I'll have two files like this. I'll have HTML folder, CSS folder. So now for this class, I'm going to close this, move to my CSS folder, and then open this CSS folder inside VS Code. How do I do? Just come over to this place, double enter inside this CSS folder, right click, and then do open with code. So it's going to open this CSS because I want us to concentrate on CSS today, right? So I'm going to create two files now. The first one will be called index.html. The second, okay, let's start with this. Now I'm going to open a notepad, then let's have our CSS notes. This will be our CSS class. So I'll just open it up and then try zoom in. I don't know if this is bold enough. Is this thing bold enough? Guys, is this thing bold enough?
Yes, I think it's good enough.
It's old enough.
Okay.
It's good enough. I think it's good.
We'll call
Yeah,
this CSS class.
it's
CSS
bold.
class. Okay. So now CSS is like I said at the beginning of the class today, helps us add styles, background, move things around in our page. CSS is the beauty of our website. So it takes care of the. There are two types of there are multiple CSS to your HTML code. So we are going to be discussing it. So we have three major ways. We have first one ways of adding CSS to an HTML page.
Adding
So,
ing.
eh? Okay, adding, yeah, adding. So number one way is method is called one, what we call adding. Two, we have what we call internal. Then three, we have what we call external. So these are the three major ways of adding HTML CSS to your HTML. So we have the first one internal, we have inline, we have internal, we have external. So we are going to be going through this now. So the first one. So we're going to start with our basic structure, block type. Type HTML. The next one we have our HTML. Have um have head. Then we have title. Have title. So title will be CSS. The one outside the title, outside the head, we have our body. Have our body. So let's put a basic stuff. So we start with the simplest thing you can do in HTML. That is changing color, adding color. So let's start with something simple. So we just put P. So let's write hello world. Right, save. So we're going to open this on live server. So live server is coming up. So we have our basic word, right? Now let's do so styling the files first. So internal styling are the style we do in the same line with your HTML. So our styles you apply in the same line with your HTML. So while um while internal are the styles apply at the top. At the top goes for the external CSS type. Size we write outside the HTML file. HTML file, then link it with the original file. How do you spell origin? Origin. Abi? The what's the spelling? Original file. The spelling is correct though. So now let's particularize it. Now for you to add, so we are going to start with inline. So I'm going to put a comment here, call it inline. Okay, so let me zoom this up a bit. I don't know if my stream is good enough. So inline. So how do you add CSS? So first of all, you are going to type style. You are going to pass the attribute of style to the HTML tag. So you type style. This one we have other attributes, right? Now the next thing you have your equal to, and then you have your column. Now, okay, So now there's another stuff. Now the next, how do you apply style? Okay, how to apply style. Now the first thing you need to know in CSS, so to apply a style you need to call the style name, press style name, right? Now you assign a value using column instead of equal to. So in mathematics, you see x equals to 1 or y equals to 15, all those kind of stuff. But in CSS, this this equal to means this. So whenever you see this, I don't know, is it column? It's the same thing as this. So for CSS, you don't have this. What we have is this. Now the style name, the next thing is the style attribute. With this style attribute, style value, style name, style value. So this is the basic structure of any style you're going to be having in your CSS code. First of all, you have your style name. After the style name, you have a column. I don't know, is this column? I don't know the name of this symbol. Let's just call it column. You have your column. Now you have the value. So this way you had when we were having our image, when we did it image, something like image in our HTML code. The way we started, when we did something like this image, then we had source, then we had equal to, then the source, right, where to get the image from, right? Now in CSS you don't do equals to. You don't see people do this. You don't have this. Instead of this this one is replacing this. So this same thing is just like this. So you have your attribute name and then the attribute value. Now for this you have your style name, the style value. So now for this practical experiment, you're going to be using color. So how do you put color? So you have your color name, right? Now column, you have the attribute that is style name, that is color. The style name that we want to apply is color. Then column, the value. So the value is going to be either red or blue or green, any color that you know, like that's any color, violet, purple, green, red, orange. So now basically, we're going to be using this attribute, style property, CSS property of color. So what does this color do? Color changes the text color of anything. So it's going to change. So we want to use this to practicalize, and I want to use color to show you how any lifestyle works. So the color automatically change the color of this. By default, we have black as the color. So once I add red as the color, it will change this text to red, right? So let's just move. So I'm going to be using red. Now the next other thing after the color, so this style name, style value. Now you need to tell the same way when we were doing HTML, doing our HTML class, our HTML section. I said that we have two types of style HTML attribute tags. We have self-closing tags and then tags that you need to close. Now for tags that you need to close, you know that most of the times if you have things like p, let me show you a good example. If I have something like p tag, let's say hello, right? I'm going to also have p, then to close the p. So this tells the HTML that, okay, this first one tells the HTML, okay, open up this tag. Now this one tells the HTML that we are done writing inside this tag, like we are done on this line. So we need to open up the next line. So the same way, HTML doesn't know, CSS doesn't know how to tell the difference between this when you are done with this particular style, the attribute or style property. So for you to tell HTML that you are done, you need to add what we call semicolon. So this is the structure. You have the style name, right? Style property name or style name, then the value, then the semicolon to tell CSS that you are done on this style. You are done with this. So to practicalize this, I'm going to show you a good example. So we have your color, like the color we have here, color. So color, right? Sorry, color, color value. That is, so we have color. The value will be red. Now we add our column, semicolon, to tell CSS that we are done adding colors. So let's move to our code and let's see how it's going to work. So I'll add color, right? Now I'll put column, so I'll put red. Then I have to put my semicolon, save. And then once I go back here, you'll see that this text is now red. Are you guys following me? Are you guys following me?
Yes, I follow.
Am I too fast?
No, 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 no.
Guys, am I too fast?
No.
Okay. So now let's continue. So if I should come over to this place, then change this red from red. Instead of having red, I decide to put let's say green. If I save, I'll have green here. If I put something like what's it called, orange, I'll have orange. So you can just play around, right? You can just play around, then add colors to see the reaction. To see the reaction. To see the reaction, right? So to see the reaction, you can just change color to different color. Excuse me. Okay, sorry guys, I went to take water. Now let's continue. So you can just change different colors to see the reaction, right? Different colors, and just put different colors: red, green, blue, orange, anyone you like. So to see the reaction. So this is for inline styling. Now let me show you what's happening. So let's talk about internal styling. I'm going to come down here. So internal, how many minutes do you have left? Oh, internal styling. For internal, okay. Let's also use another p tag. Put p. So this one will be hello world. Hello world. So let's save. Let's go back to our code. So we have this hello world. Don't know what happened. We have this hello world. So let me show you how internal styling works. Okay, let me just get this right. Okay, so internal styling. So for internal styling, so we have for internal styling. So HTML allows you to, okay. So let's talk before talking about internal styling. Let's talk about another important concept, which is called naming. Naming a tag. Okay? Tags. So naming tags. Now, what's the concept behind this? Now, naming tags. So we have two ways of naming a tag. Okay. So before I explain the naming, so we have one is ID. Second one is class. Now, naming a tag allows us, like in some way. Let's say for example, we're building a website where we have 50 p tags in the website. So we have 50 p tags, different p tags containing different informations, right? On the same web page. We have 20 divs. We have maybe, okay, let's leave it like that. 50 p tags, 20 divs on a web page. Now, most of the times, if you want to style say for you to style, okay, style this entire page using internal styling. So you notice that you have to come again. Let's say you have 50 of this. You have to come again, type style, okay, color, red. Okay, let's add red here. Right. So you have to manually add color, like to change this one to maybe something like what's happening. Manually change. uh, 50 times. So for 15 for places you need 20 colors and a different color. You need to manually type different color, red, green, yellow, then the rest. So now, but with tag naming, so we use it ID or class. You can call the same way you have the child, then you name the child Emeka, John, what was it called? Divine, any other name you know. And then one as the child grows, when my point, or you guys are following me, right? I don't know. So, am I making sense at all? Am I offline? Okay. So now, there's no for class and ID, they are basically the same thing. So now, there's a rule of is it rule of law, general rule that once you want to name only one particular tag. Now, like let's say you want to name this, you have 10 of these. Now you want to name all of this now Emeka, 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 right? You should use class to name. Once you are going to apply a single size to multiple places, use class. When you feel when you have only one particular element that you want to name, it's advisable to use ID. But either way, whether you use ID or use class, it's still going to work. It doesn't stop your code from working or your style from being applied once your code is run. So now I'm going to show you how to do internal styling. So for this, I want to start with I'll show you how to use ID first. Then I'll show you how to use class. So I'll do ID. So I'll name this what am I going to name this? Test. Save. If I come to this place, notice that nothing still changed. There's the our test is still black. I don't know if you guys are following me. Are you guys hearing my voice? Are you guys following?
I hear you.
Are you guys following?
Yes.
Am I too fast?
No, continue.
Okay. So so for us to apply style, so we just name now. We just like what I explained. We just named this p tag test. So for me to talk to test to perform any action, I need to come to this place, up to this place, inside this head, I'm going to create a tag called style. Sorry, I'll do style. Inside this place, this is where I'm going to write all my CSS for internal styling. So notice the difference. For internal inline, you have to write your CSS here inside this place. For internal, you need to name your CSS, come in this head. Not but you need to be outside the title, inside the head, but outside the title. And then for you to reference anything that has ID, you need to put
Please,
as
please come
first.
again. Come again. You say inline, the inline distance should be outside the head, while the entire should be
No,
in the head.
let me show you. Inline is this one here. So I have this inside too. I'm coming. So let me just add extra 20 minutes. Okay. So inline is inside this place, right?
Okay.
This is inline because we are writing our side in the same line inside our tag. So it's called inline. But for us
Okay.
to write outside, like external or internal, you need to first of all name your tag. Like I explained, you can name your tag. You can name your tag using ID or class. Now, after naming your tag, come to this place inside this head, right? Let me just clean it up. Let me show you this. Inside this head. So remember, formerly when we were doing HTML, we only had our title, right? And I said that there are
Inside the
other
head.
couple of yes, I said there are other a couple of things that are still going to be inside his head, but for simplicity, then let's just leave it and then just concentrate. So now you have your style. What I'm going to be having here now is your style. Now, for you to reference the name here, this name text, you need to first of all add hash text. Then you open a curly bracket. So inside this curly bracket, this is where you're going to write all your code. So I'm going to go straight, just do code, and I say color, red. Is it red? Okay, let me just put another color, green, and then put my semicolon, save. So you see it, so this one is now green. Do you did you see this?
Okay. So instead of doing it within the distance, you do it on the head, at the head.
Yeah, on the head. But notice
Okay.
something unique. It's not inside this title.
So
I did it inside
outside
the
the
head, but not
title.
yeah. Another thing is that you must first of all name your tag.
Before going to the head.
Yes. And then if you are adding if before you name your tag, if your naming convention, is your naming method is ID, before you call the ID, you need to call before you call the name, you need to add star and really hash or star first.
That's like tagging the name that you already given to the ID.
Yeah. Telling HTML that this particular name, right?
Okay.
That is it. So let me show you another method that is using class. Class is basically still the same thing. So I'll just put P. So just call this internal styling. So I'll name this using class. So let's say text 2. Remember this is just text. This one is text
Yes.
2. I can move up to this place. So I'm going to comment on something. Now for CSS, for HTML, remember for HTML we had our comment, right?
Yes, comments. Writing something you don't want
Who is
to show
there?
on the web page.
Okay. Yes. So comment is what okay allows you not to show how will I put it? The item will be in the page, but it will not be showing, right? So now for
It will
HTML,
be in
I
the
said
code,
for
but it will not be shown in the page.
yes, exactly. For HTML, we saw comment. I said comment, and for you to comment out on something, you add the comment is something like this. The item you want to comment on, double dash, then this is for HTML. Now for CSS, you're going to be seeing something like this. This is CSS comment. there's a quick shortcut. So the shortcut is considering. mm, okay. There's a quick shortcut. Just type, hold on your control key, right? Plus dash. So this will give you the equivalent comment for that programming language, whichever programming language you're going to be writing in future, whether HTML, whether CSS, whether Bootstrap, whether what's it called, JavaScript. So once you hold your control, you are going to be holding the control plus this forward slash, um, right? Equip comment, right? So all that said, I'm going to be having it here. So ID. So I'll come outside this one. Remember that I'm not styling you. So anything that I need to style for this text, right? Any style that I want to apply to this one, right? I will write it inside this place. Inside this place. Once I'm done styling, so if you want something, we created a new name, called it text. Yeah, using class. So for us to call that class, so for ID use slash, for class use dot. You do dot text two. I want to do color orange. You see the orange. Okay, let me try something else like red. Change it orange. So you see the red. Is
So
it?
ID uses hash
Yes.
while class use dots.
Yes. Exactly. So this is for internal and inline. So I'm going to do external. So now for us to add external styling, for us to add them our type class to class. So we call this S. Once you build, that's it for CSS. Now there's nothing for you. So the next thing is for us to call the style name, call dot text 3. We open up our stuff and then let's give color.
We can't see your system anymore.
Wow, is it too tiny?
Like it's no longer on the list.
Wow, wow, wow. Sorry. But you can see the screen now, Abby. Come
Yes.
below. Okay, let me just start all over again. I'm going to delete this. So for us to use the CSS outside this HTML page, which is called a standard. Yeah, I explained in the what's it called in the introduction to this. I said that and styles are the type of style you do outside your HTML, then link the HTML and the CSS to the HTML. So for this to happen, so I'm going to create a new file called .css. So I'm going to do style.css. So now formally we have been working with another extension like .html, .mp3, .mp4, .jpeg. But this one is .css. So click on enter, on enter. The next thing I need to do is to call to reference to the this name that I had there, that is text.css, that text3.css. So since we are using class, I need to just do dot text 3, put up this curly bracket, do color. So what are we going with? Brown. So let's go with brown. So brown. Once I do brown, the next thing I need to do is to link this my HTML, this my external file, this new file I just created now, inside this place, so that this HTML can have access to this. So what I need to do is just come over this up here, inside this head, but not inside this style, inside this same head. I have to do link, link. The first attribute I'm going to pass is type to be text.cs slash style sheet, right? Style sheet. The next one is RF. Abi? Is it C? So okay. Okay, let me check out something. It's okay. Nope. Think I missed something. Oh, not type. Sorry, guys. Style sheets only. It's working. I will remove this. Okay. So the for you to do link, you need to pass through attributes. The first attribute is the link type. So we want to pass our style sheet. So since CSS means Cascadian style sheet, so we are going to be passing the link, and we are going to tell HTML that this link is going to be containing CSS link. So now the next thing is our ref. So we have already met ref in our previous class in our link when we talked about a tag. So we talked about link, right? So this same ref is here also. So this ref allows us the same way we had source in your video, in our video, our images. So this allows us to reference to another file that is not directly inside or okay, another file outside this HTML. So notice something that when I save, we have our brown. So how do you do your external styling? First of all, name your variable your tag, add your link. So link to the CSS file. Now come over to this place, create your CSS file, add some CSS code. Now come over to this place and then add your link. That's basically the structure. So today we have talked about three types of styling. You have your inline, you have your internal, we have your external, right? So these ones are important because this helps us to arrange our page, our HTML page. So if you notice something, when we did our inline, notice that we had what's it called? All the codes here and the same line. So imagine we have like 20 different styles we want to apply to our code. So you notice that we're going to have a very long line CSS. So when do you use inline, external? So inline is when you have a little change to do to your page. Just add your inline. Internal, on the other hand, internal is good, right? But the only problem we have, the only issue you're going to be facing with internal is that it will increase your file size. So for internal, so external, the external allows you to put separate consign, like allows you to manage your code, have a different file for HTML, have a different file for CSS. So when you have issues on your code, you already know where to run to go and fix your errors. So now you can still use any of them, whether internal, external, any of them, and it doesn't matter. So it can be used interchangeably, it can be used together. So just decide which one to use on your code. So that's for it. Now, which other item do I have to talk about? This is basically for inline. So let's talk about under important attributes in CSS, under top attributes topic. So this is what we call presidency order. See, then is it MC? Order of presidency. Now, the same way you have hierarchy in real life, the same way you have hierarchy in your CSS code. When you have internal, you have inline, you have external. Your internal code, so let's say, how do I explain this? So let's please help me. So I'm going to down here, create a div. So inside the div, we're going to do the experiment. And are you guys following me?
Yes.
Okay. I guess after this, we'll call this a div. Mm, well, so now first one. So let's have our P. Let's do next one. Now we can have our ID, our class. Sorry, class. So I want to show you something what we call area presidency. Now, if you have three, if you have one element that you apply different styles to using different methods. For example, you have the pit that has had an inline code, which maybe you also have internal code. Now, what happens is that the inline, the tag overrides everything and then uses the one in the inline. So if you have internal and external, it's going to override the external and then use the internal code. If you have internal and inline, it's going to override the internal and then use the inline. What's it called? Style. So let's say we have class of text. Let's call this text for. I want to say something. Switch color. Let's do blue. Let's see. Mm, notice something here. We had two colors. So we used internal to add blue. We used inline to add green. So let's see what happened. So notice that it took the internal and the inline than the internal. Because why? So the
Yes.
inline has more power than the internal. Then the internal has more power than the external. So though all of them still work hand in hand, but we should know the area of presidency, the internal inline first, the internal, then the external. So now I think we are going to stop here. So let's talk about Git and then how to host. So we're going to stop here today. Then on Friday we are going to okay. So what about before I move to Git? So how many of you people so how many people did my finished my assignment? How many people finished my
Well,
assignment?
I haven't done my own. No. So I told you I've been having problems with my system.
Okay. What about
But since you have shown me this thing now, I will try to do it within tomorrow.
okay, okay. So wow, since you're the only one here, so how are we going to do it? So since you are the only one here, right? Mm, how are we going to do it now? So I'll just so we're going to still have our own class for us to talk about how to use Git, and link Git with this. So I'm going to just write your what's it called? Still move on with the class. So let me show you. I'm going to show you two things. First of all, Git. So for you to use GitHub, you need to first of all add initialize Git inside your project. Just type Git init, right? Once you do Git init, it will create a .git file or folder for you. So the next thing you need to do is just come over to this place, click on this three stuff. I'm going to zoom out a bit so that this will look a bit okay. So now, so some if okay, so I posted a video on the group. So I you need to watch the video. So as we are stopping this class, once I'm done with this class, I'll push the link. I'll share the link to the whole resources from HTML to JavaScript on the group. So you guys can watch along, read along, research along, even go more and the class or before, like go before me. So so it's much more easier for me to teach, right? Now, so I talked about commit. I said commit is just you telling GitHub to be aware of the changes you have made on your file, right? Commit when you do commit on a file, just telling GitHub to be aware of the changes you have already performed on your file. So I'll just add commit to this and add. Then the commit, another thing you need to know about commit, you need to add message. So so that next time when you come to the file and then you're looking for something, you can just go through the message and know what happened, right? So I'm going to add this let's say the one CSS the one as the comment as the commit message. Click on commit. So the next thing is to ask me to push to GitHub, publish branch at GitHub. So I'll click on publish. Man, okay. So I click on public or private. So what's the difference between public and private repo? So I said repo. Okay, when you hear me say repo, I mean a folder inside your GitHub account. So a private repo means what this implies is that other people other people cannot access this. Other people cannot access this file. Like when you have your DP on your Facebook and you make your post private. So everybody on GitHub cannot access anything that is on private except you directly share the link. Directly share the link. Directly share the link. Okay, to the person and then allows the person, grant the person permission. But once it is public, anybody on GitHub can just access the file and then use use the file and see your code. So I'm not going to go into more details now on this. Just watch the video and let's continue. So I'm not going to still create this repo, right? Because I need to push the entire code. So I don't want to create this repo now. So if I create this repo now, it's going to push my entire code to GitHub currently. But let's just stop and pause for now. So later, Minachi, later I'm going to show you how to connect your GitHub using the online version. Right? I'm going to still show you that
Okay.
one. So this is
Thank you.
for okay. So now okay, since I'm not going to push this, so I'm not going to still what you call public host this today. So we're going to start this on Friday, right? Today's Wednesday. So today's Wednesday, Abby.
Yes, please.
Today's Wednesday. So on Friday, so we're going to talk more about CSS. Then I'll still talk about Git, and then we code along, and then we see what we're going to be able to achieve. So I'm going to call this a day now. So I hope you got value. So do you have any question?
There's something I want to ask. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You know, you taught us something. When you taught us about table, you taught us how to change color
Yes,
using HTML.
attributes. Yeah,
Yes. So what's the difference between using that HTML attribute and using this
yes,
CSS, this
yes,
thing that you
yes.
just taught us? I
Yeah.
mean, yes,
Now,
it like particularly changing color and stuff like that.
okay. So now, when you use attribute to change, so those attributes come by default with HTML. Like HTML5 has some attribute that allows you to do that one, like for table now, for you to change color inside the table. Now for CSS, then CSS allows you to do universal, right? Now the other one is for the attribute, but this one is CSS. We are writing CSS. The other one is you're trying to use normal HTML to achieve what we could have used CSS to do. So for that one, that color background color attribute doesn't work everywhere. So it works specifically for what's it called, the
For
table.
table.
Yes, but with this CSS, this one on CSS, it works everywhere, both for the table, both for anything. So do you get the point, the difference?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so we'll call this a day here. Then so have a very good night and peace.
All right, thank you.
Okay, take care.
Good night.